And when everyone's super, no one will be.
It's just one line. But in that moment, Pixar's The Incredibles gave us a villain who wasn't just dangerous, he was prophetic. Syndrome isn't the kind of bad guy who just wants to rule the world. He's the kind who would reshape it. And the terrifying part? He almost could have been right. Because Syndrome isn't just another animated antagonist. He's a blueprint for a modern kind of villain. The one who hides in plain sight, builds his empire in secret, and turns our own dreams against us. And if you think his story was just about superheroes, you missed the real warning Pixar slipped in.
Fly home, buddy. I work alone.
It tore me apart. But I learned an important lesson. You can't count on anyone, especially your heroes.
Syndrome's story starts where most villains never begin, as a hero's #1 fan. Before he was the cocky billionaire with the 0-point energy gloves, he was Buddy Pine, an awkward kid obsessed with Mr. Incredible. But here's the genius of Pixar's setup. Syndrome isn't born evil, he's made. The film never shies away from showing the exact moment it happens. When Mr. Incredible brushes Buddy off, it isn't just rejection, it's a shattering of identity. Buddy had built his entire self-worth on the idea of being part of the hero's world. And when that was ripped away, he didn't just get angry, he reinvented himself. And here's the first warning. Villains don't always come from the shadows. Sometimes they're created when the people they admire let them down.
Surprising. We must bring him back. Sound the all clear, and invite him to dinner.
Syndrome's idea isn't about conquering cities with brute force. It's about manufacturing a problem so he can sell the solution. He creates the Omnidroid, a self-learning, self-upgrading weapon, and deliberately sends it out to kill superheroes. Why? Because every fight is just data collection. Every hero it defeats teaches the machine how to be deadlier for the next round. It's cold, calculated, and efficient. Exactly how real-world disruptors operate. He's not fighting the system, he's rewriting it. And when the Omnidroid is finally perfected, his plan is to stage his own dramatic, heroic victory against it. Instant fame, instant legacy. But here's where it gets darker. He's not content to stop there. Syndrome's vision is a future where everyone can buy his tech and become a superhero. And when that happens, true heroism disappears. No one will stand out because standing out will be impossible. It's not just ego, it's social engineering, erasing the very idea of natural greatness so the only greatness left is manufactured, controlled, sold. If Pixar stopped there, Syndrome would already be a chilling villain, but they didn't. They layered in a hidden truth, one that makes his warning feel eerily relevant today. Because in the world we live in now, are we really that far from Syndrome's dream?
I knew you couldn't do it, even when you have nothing to lose. You're weak! And I've outgrown you.
Syndrome isn't a cackling madman who wants chaos for chaos' sake. He's a calculated visionary with a philosophy, and that's what makes him dangerous. He's not just trying to destroy Mr. Incredible, he's trying to destroy the concept of special itself. This is where Syndrome stops being just a Pixar villain and starts feeling like a modern prophet of cynicism. His worldview is built on a bitter truth. If you can't be special, make sure no one else can be either. His famous line,
"And when everyone's super, no one will be,"
is more than just a threat. It's a thesis statement. It's a world without merit, where every achievement can be bought, every skill can be replicated, and no one stands out because standing out has been commodified. In a sense, he's predicting the rise of a society where technology flattens human potential. Where filters make everyone a model, AI writes everyone's stories, and fame can be manufactured with algorithms. The brilliance of Syndrome's plan is that he understands people want shortcuts. They don't want to train, fail, and grow. They want the instant results that make them look exceptional. He knows that if you give them that power, they'll take it, even if it means the very concept of heroism dies. Pixar never spells this out, but the implication is haunting. Syndrome isn't inventing greed, he's exploiting it. He's weaponizing humanity's natural laziness and hunger for validation against itself. And in doing so, he blurs the line between villain and entrepreneur, between hero and brand. But there's one more twist, a fatal flaw in Syndrome's logic that not only destroys his empire, but reveals why he was doomed from the very start. And it's hidden in a single scene most viewers overlook.
Valuing life is not weakness.
Oh, hey, look, if you're talking about what happened in the containment unit, I had everything under control.
And disregarding it is not strength.
Look, I called his bluff, sweetheart, that's all. I knew he wouldn't have it in him to actually...
Next time you gamble, bet your own life.
For all his brilliance, Syndrome makes a mistake so human that it almost makes him sympathetic. He can't escape his own ego. He claims to want to make everyone super, but his entire plan hinges on him being the one who controls that power. Without realizing it, he becomes the very kind of elitist gatekeeper he hates. The overlooked scene happens when he captures the Parr family. Instead of immediately ending the threat, he stalls. He monologues. He can't resist showing off. This is classic villain behavior, yes. But in Syndrome's case, it's a symptom of something deeper. He needs to feel superior. It's not enough to destroy Mr. Incredible. He needs Mr. Incredible to know he's been destroyed. This is where his plan collapses, because to truly level the playing field, he'd have to give up control, and that would mean letting go of the bitterness that created him. Syndrome can't do that. His entire identity is built on resentment, and resentment doesn't share power. When you look closely, Syndrome's ideology was doomed from the start, because it was never about equality. It was about revenge disguised as fairness. It's the same trap real-world leaders and disruptors fall into. They claim to be for the people, but they can't resist shaping the world in their own image. They don't want no one to be special. They want only themselves to be special. By the time he's facing off against the Parr family in his own home, the cracks in his philosophy are visible. If he truly believed his own words, he wouldn't be kidnapping babies, hoarding tech, and playing God with who gets to be a hero. The irony is sharp. Syndrome built a system to free people from hero worship, but in the process, he made himself the only hero anyone could worship. But Pixar didn't stop at exposing his hypocrisy. They delivered a brutal, poetic punishment that was tailor-made for the kind of villain Syndrome had become. And it's one of the darkest villain endings they've ever animated. Syndrome's downfall isn't random, and it's not just a victory for the heroes. It's poetic justice, the kind of ending that feels inevitable once you see the path he's been walking. From the very first scene we meet him in, Syndrome's fatal flaw is control. He controls who gets to be super, he controls the tech, he controls the narrative. But control is fragile. The tighter you grip it, the faster it slips away. And in Syndrome's case, it slips away in the exact same way he earned it, through arrogance. In the film's climax, he tries to kidnap Jack, believing the baby to be powerless. It's the perfect reflection of how he's underestimated others his whole life. But Jack isn't powerless, and that moment strips Syndrome of everything. The baby's chaotic powers unravel him in seconds, leaving him flailing, humiliated, and exposed. And then Pixar delivers the gut punch. Syndrome doesn't die in some distant, impersonal way. He's pulled into the very jet engine of his own escape plan, destroyed by the technology he believed made him untouchable. It's not just ironic, it's a warning. Because here's the thing, Syndrome didn't fail because he was wrong about superheroes being flawed. He failed because he tried to manufacture a fair world instead of living in one. He replaced worship with control, and in doing so became exactly what he claimed to hate. Pixar makes it clear, the line between hero and villain isn't about powers, costumes, or even good intentions. It's about humility. The moment you believe you're the smartest person in the room and you stop listening, that's when you become your own worst enemy. Syndrome isn't just one of Pixar's smartest villains, he's a mirror. A reminder that resentment, when left unchecked, can turn even the brightest mind into the architect of its own destruction. Now tell me, what do you think about Syndrome? Would he have ultimately turned evil even if he hadn't been rejected by Mr. Incredible? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed exploring this with us, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more deep dives into the stories you thought you knew. Until next time.